live with Tao. Choiceless witnessing. Witnessing is choiceless. Really, for that matter, Tantra is choiceless witnessing. It does not reject the animal in you, and at the same time, it helps to evolve the divine in you. The fulfillment of the animal in you sets the growth for the divine in you. Really, the way of Tantra is for a choiceless witnessing. You need not be with your animal or with the divine. Whatsoever comes on the surface at the moment is to be witnessed through living. And normally, when we are living a life, we create conflict within us. That the religious conditionings has infused into us that one has to be rejected for the other. If you are following the spiritual path, then you have to reject the animal in you and you have to move towards the divine in you. But you remember, animal is your past and it has to grow. The roots must grow first. Roots have to grow, have to go deeper into the earth. So animal nature is your roots. Once they begin to grow, go deeper into your being, then and only then there is a possibility for the entire tree, the foliage, the flowers and fruits to blossom. If the roots has not gone deep into this earth, then does not exist any possibility for the plant to grow and attain to its total fulfillment, total blossoming. Animal in you is your roots. Give it a proper nourishment. Allow it to grow, go deeper into a soil which is fertilized, not left on its own. You are fertilizing your soil. How you are fertilizing your soil for your animal through your intimacy, through understanding, and many other things are there. These cannot be generalized. They have to be explained more in a personal manner. Just as the soil preparation for a rose plant differs than that for the chrysanthemum or dahlia or orchid. It is not the same kind of preparation is needed for all these flower plants. You cannot allow the soil to be prepared for dahlia or chrysanthemum or orchid or rose to fertilize in the same way. There are certain, firstly, the the background for an orchid plant has to be different, because the roots of orchid grow in a different manner than that of chrysanthemum or dahlia or any other plant. So you must know what. So in case of your animal nature, there are certain basic things which is generalized. Just as for each plant you need a soil, so just as for different crops the soil composition is different, so too the soil composition for orchid differs than that for the rose and other plants. The orchid soil requires a different, but you cannot call it a soil either, because we use pebbles. So although certain basic things can be discussed when it comes to individuals in general, but more so in order for you to grow, for me to suggest something for you is a totally a different kind of us, because you are a different breed, different quality, although you come in the same category of human beings. Just as orchid, rose, chrysanthemum, dahlia, they all come in the category of the flowers. But each flower has a different process of growth, its structure and everything. So this we have to understand. Do not be in conflict with the animal in you, and do not create any conflict of any kind. Just go back, just go away, just create a gap between you and this duality and become a third force. So if the animal condemns the divine in you, if you look into the context of a flower plant, roots are the animal in nature. The foliage, the quality of the foliage, the flowers, the fruits, they grow above the surface. Animal nature grows within and it goes deeper into you in the inner soil. And when it goes deeper into the inner soil, and it grips the soil firmly, then the process of growth begins. Above the ground or invisible becomes visible. Divine is your visible aspect of the plant, human plant, and animal is your root part of the plant. Both are part of one synergistic harmony, so there need not be any kind of a conflict. You cannot overlook the animal, which is sex, the physical, the body, and all that relates to the body. If you do that, the plant will not grow above the ground, and it will create a conflict. So this you have to understand. And when you are not in conflict with one another, a third force arises or develops, which is witnessing. So Tantra focuses on, and the witnessing is choiceless. There are moments when I have to nourish my animal nature. The roots is not that the, those who are familiar with deeper aspects of farming or agriculture or gardening, they know that during the time winter finishes, during winter you have to prepare the soil in a different way, and when winter is coming to an end and spring's time is coming, you allow the roots to get a little bit exposed, and that time the soil is mulched and additional fertilizer is added so that more nourishment can be provided to the plant through the roots. And most of the nourishment has to be provided to the rose plant through the roots. Whereas in case of orchid, the nourishment has to be provided through the leaves, not through the... In that case, in case of an orchid, the roots simply help to sustain, to hold on to the plant so that it does not fall and it can continue to grow. Whereas in case of the other plants, the roots go deeper into the earth and then they hold the ground from below the surface. This you have to understand. So when you accept both the roots, the foliage, flowers, roots and foliage, only then flowers and fruits will grow. So if a human being is a plant, then animal in him is the roots, are the roots. They have to be grown, developed in a particular way, a certain kind of fertilization has to be provided so that the foliage, the plant grows above the ground, and that is the divine nature in you. I told you that animal, and the animal in case of a human being is the past and divine is the future. The roots were the past when you have planted it. The roots were growing. So when you want to breed in the gardening, in nursery, you are developing the plants. So orchid crop is developed differently. From time to time, from the nodes, the new roots starts appearing. The moment it appears, you take that root, that branch, move it and grow it as a new plant. So then this is how it goes on. So this root that was passed, now you are allowing out of these roots the divine, the whole plant to grow. So you have to remember the animal is past in you and divine is the future. And the past and the future as such are opposed to one another. But there has to be a certain thing that creates an intimate bonding between the two. Tantra is in the present moment. The roots have to grow. The roots have been separated. This particular stem or the branch has been separated from its original because it now needs to grow on its own. So that another plant is created. So this is the present moment. It is neither past nor future. Just this very moment do not belong when you are in the moment of Tantra or in the process of growing or developing. Then do not be in the past, do not be in the future. Roots will grow on its own, animal will grow and will give the nourishment to the foliage, to the plant, to the growth above the surface. But do not long for future, and do not, as long as you are what the person in the nursery who is creating the new plant, he only breaks the stem from the plant, or he creates a new plant of the rose or any other flower. So in the present, he takes a piece of the root, and the whole process is taking a particular branch of the tree. Either he do different, create a new bondage, or he plants it into a fertilized special soil so that the roots can grow. And then slowly and slowly as the roots grow. So he is only concerned not with the roots, because roots are not there. The foliage is not there. So he is only in that present moment of Tantra. He cuts the piece in a particular manner of the rose plant and plants it in a flower pot for its roots to grow. As the roots begin to grow, a small foliage starts appearing onto the surface. So that moment is concerned is only of the present. So that is the moment when Tantra comes in. Its concern is only of the present moment, because roots have not yet grown, the foliage is not there yet, and unless the root grows, the foliage will not happen, and then the buds will not appear, then the buds will not blossom into the flower. During all this process, the concern of the nursery is to provide the proper nourishment. In case of a human being, the physical, the emotional, the psychological, the intellectual nourishment has to be provided so that it can grow. Just this very moment do not belong to the past, and at the same time do not hanker for the future. The gardener, the person who is in the nursery, he is only concerned with the present moment when the cut stems of the rose plant are planted into specifically prepared flower pots. He is not bothered about the roots. He is not bothered about the foliage, because none of them are there, neither the future nor present. Neither the future nor the past is there, only he is concerned with the present moment. This example you understand, and you at times do in your own garden. The master does this in his own garden on a day-to-day basis, while he is dealing with persons like you and others. Do not hanker for anything. Remain true to this very moment, here now, and you will transcend. So the roots have been planted, he is here now, and then roots will grow, foliage will grow, then you are neither animal nor divine. For Tantra To be in such a state is godliness. To be such in this suchness of this moment where past is no more, where you are unrelated to the past and the future is not created. You are free, and this is the moment of total of freedom. When you are not, freedom means neither related to the past, you are unrelated to the past, and you are unconcerned about the future. So all the techniques of Tantra is for that. It is not religious. Tantra is not religious in that sense because it does not believe in conflict. Religion believes in conflict. This is good, and this is bad. This is right, this is wrong. One has to be rejected for the other, or one has to be accepted for the other. In any Tantra does not allow you to be in conflict or in violence or in fight with yourself. Just be aware. I'm not telling you, I'm not concerned, and I'm not creating any kind of conflict between your animal and the divine nature. If you understand animal is your roots, divine is your foliage, flowers, and the fruits, flowers and fruits, then there is no conflict. Is there conflict between the roots and the foliage, flowers and fruits? No, there isn't. And only then you can grow. You simply are, you exist without any label, you exist without any name, without any conflict, any category. You are without being anyone in particular. You are simply aware, a pure being. Only then, with this understanding, you can learn to grow inwardly. Enough for now.